BL dramas often serve the most realistic and best kissing scenes. Let's start off by talking a little bit about Ocean Likes Me, one of the few BL dramas with an openly gay actor playing the main role. Although viewers thought the script could have been a little better, the actors left no crumbs when it comes to the kissing scenes. The drama follows Bada, a young entrepreneur who dreams of opening his own restaurant. He runs into a few difficulties, but luckily he crosses paths with Tommy, who's a failed musician that returns to his hometown with a new dream. Tommy is played by Holland, who's one of the few openly gay artists in Korea. You wouldn't want to miss his romantic scenes at any cost. Ocean Likes Me is all about passion, which is something the kissing scenes definitely reflect. Take, for example, the kiss they shared in episode 5. Now, for some context, this was their very first kiss, and the episode was an absolute roller coaster of emotions. It all starts with a bit of a fight over Bada's restaurant. Bada realizes Tommy wasn't to blame for an incident they had earlier, but it's already too late since Tommy is nowhere to be found. Feeling guilty, he searches for Tommy everywhere, which ultimately leads him to the beach. Bada starts sobbing when he realizes Tommy isn't there, but then to his surprise, Tommy visits him. Bada doesn't waste a second and embraces him while apologizing for their misunderstanding. What way better to end an argument than with an incredibly fiery kiss? That wasn't the last time the two locked lips, because in the season finale they have another incredibly sweet moment. The two reunite again after a year of being apart, and their spark is still there. They sit together on the beach and bicker with each other like they've been married for 50 years. In the final seconds, Bada asks, "Do you choose me or the sea?" And Tommy answers by sealing the deal with a heartfelt kiss. If you know anything about Thai BL, you know they take their close-up scenes very seriously. Their kisses feel so real to the point fans start wondering if the actors are actually dating in real life. A drama known for its fierce kissing scenes is Step by Step. This show tells the story of Jeng and Pat, who work at a company owned by Jeng's father. Eventually, these two become a little more than just co-workers. Their brewing romance actually causes Pat to resign, sparking a complete reform at the workplace. Of course, you're here for their kissing scenes, so let's start with one of the more famous ones. The video of this kiss managed to gather nearly 2 million views in the span of 4 months, which tells you enough about how good it is. It's safe to say this particular scene served us a good and steamy moment. From the way they got their clothes off to how they were desperately holding on to each other. It was all worth watching. You'd be lying if you said your cheeks didn't turn red after watching all that. This drama had a lot more juicy moments that make your heart race. But Pat and Jeng also had their fair share of emotional kisses. Take, for example, their heartbreaking moment in episode 10. Pat is crying in Jeng's arms, and Jeng is doing everything in his power to comfort him. Pat is afraid someone might see them, but Jeng doesn't seem to care. He decides to wipe Pat's tears by pulling him in for a fierce kiss, leaving no one disappointed. Another BL series that showcases some seriously juicy physical affection is My Personal Weatherman. This Japanese BL drama may have a bit of a dysfunctional plot, but they definitely knew what they were doing with those kissing scenes. This show tells the story of Segasaki, a handsome but very cocky weather forecaster who decides to take in Yo, who's a struggling manga artist. Naturally, these two have some crazy tension going on between them. This series is juicier than most BL dramas we've ever watched because they don't waste any time and get straight to business in episode 1. They decided to skip the build-up and get straight to action, sharing incredibly passionate kisses throughout the entire episode. Fans were holding their breaths when Segasaki pushed Yo on the mattress, making us all anticipate what was to come. He then smiles at Yo and enjoys a moment with him like there's no tomorrow. If you hate slow burns, then this drama might just be perfect for you. While we can all appreciate their steamy moments, My Personal Weatherman even has its own BL version of the notebook kiss in episode 7. If you're a sucker for kisses in the rain, this one might excite you. You might have already guessed it, but Segasaki is not the type to show his feelings much. In this episode, he turns things around by telling Yo he needs him, and proves this by pulling him into a kiss in the rain. This drama definitely knows how to create an exhilarating romantic scene because they nailed it with this one. If you're familiar with all things BL, you probably know that Cutie was one of the most loved releases of last year. That mainly has something to do with its unique plot, because have you ever seen a gay arranged marriage before? Kuea has been friends with Lian for as long as they can remember, and Kuea's grandfather expressed a desire for Lian and his grandson to marry each other in the future. When they start dating, Lian isn't too fond of their relationship, but things change, which is how we got some amazing kissing scenes delivered. The start of episode 8 had all viewers feeling flustered, and not without good reason. Lian passionately kisses Kuea, even pushing him against a wall. Their chemistry is so electric you can feel the tension through your screen. They take a minute to stare deeply into each other's eyes, and as if that wasn't already steamy enough, they decide to take their kiss to the living room. This drama has tons of moments like these, so you should definitely tune in. If you thought that was all, you were wrong, because Cutie was renewed for a second season season with even more heart-fluttering scenes. In the last episode of the second season, Lian congratulates Kuea on his amazing performance. Like the gentleman he is, he shows up with a bouquet of flowers, but the real gift was the tender kiss Lian gave him right after telling him how much he loves him. Next up are some steamy moments from the Korean remake of Why Are You? This BL drama was originally released in Thailand back in 2020, but this year the Koreans decided to make their own version and it didn't disappoint. If you love yourself some good enemies to lovers tension, then Lian and Go will have you in a chokehold. They both go to the same university, but of course they're rivals. At some point they have to combine their strengths and work together, but they definitely do a little more than just work. Things already get heated in episode 7 when Lian and Go share a passionate kiss. Both look like they think they probably shouldn't be doing this, but they give into temptation anyway, making this the perfect kissing scene. The slight hesitation and moments of awkwardness make this particular kiss very realistic. It's almost like you can feel what it's like to be an angsty college student. The kiss shared in episode 3 is probably the realest one on this list since it's the most relatable one yet. Surprisingly enough, this time around it's not even the lead couple who's locking lips. Usually making decisions while intoxicated is a very bad idea, but sometimes it can lead to something beautiful. Sunwoo knows all about that since he decided to plant a kiss on his crush's lips while he was terribly drunk. He and Yoo Kyeom have just had dinner, and after a few drinks, Sunwoo is on another planet. When Yoo Kyeom wakes him up, Sunwoo doesn't think twice and goes in for a kiss. This is their first kiss, and luckily Yoo Kyeom loves everything about it. They continue their kiss and have an incredibly touching moment together. It would be a crime to not mention the amazing kisses in Love Class 2. This series is all about college drama. It follows the stories of a few different couples on campus, so it's safe to say you'll be frustrated throughout the entire drama. In episode 8, Maru and Minwoo finally share their first kiss, and it couldn't have been better. For some context, Minwoo was tormented by his feelings for Maru for a long time. You see, the issue here is that they're best friends, and you know what they say, one kiss can ruin the friendship. In this episode, Minwoo finally reveals his true feelings for his friend. He's caught the flu, and Maru stays over to take care of him. When Maru is about to leave to buy medicine, Minwoo tells him to stay and pulls him in for a kiss. It's impossible not to feel butterflies when watching this scene because the yearning has finally come to an end. Sometime later in the show, Maru tells Minwoo he loves him. Instead of replying to this like a normal person, Minwoo plays around. After hesitating for a while, Minwoo decides to lean in for a kiss. This was definitely a good idea because Maru fiercely kisses him back. It feels like there's no end to this scene, but we're not complaining. When they finally decide to let go of each other, they just sit in silence while smiling from ear to ear. It's honestly adorable and perfectly captures what it's like to finally lock lips with the person you've been adoring for a long time now. Which one of these kisses is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.